All right, and we're live on Facebook, although the color is really weird because of the black light, and I got the black light on for some of the paintings that I have in the background, so it's cool. Anyway, so you guys are going to have to deal with the pink hue, pink and purple hue on Facebook, and you guys on TikTok. Welcome. Tap the screen, share the live. Okay, cool. So tonight today, tonight, whatever. I don't know what time it is because I ended up falling asleep and having a nap. My 30-minute meditation turned into a 4-hour nap. So tonight's topic is flipping happiness. And for those of you that haven't heard me talk before, I talk about um, a shift in your perspective is actually a miracle. And so, a lot of times, the reason we're not happy is the way that we're looking at things. And I'm going to give some examples from my day today that could have been things that would have been negative, ended up being positive just because of the way and the filter or the lighting that you see it through. Excuse me. So, the first one is, and if this is your very first time watching my channel, my name is Tina. I'm a happiness coach. I'm sure some of you probably thought I was forgetting today to do today's live. No, I'm just delayed, but I'm still here, still doing my live. Um, and what I do on this channel is I share my experience, strength, and hope. I've been through a lot of past trauma, so I'm trauma informed, and I share what actually worked for me so that you guys can take this information, take a nugget from this training, and apply it to your own life. And if you are not able to stay for the full live, you can catch the replay on my YouTube channel, which is Coach Tina B 125, and you can watch the replay. Make sure you hit subscribe so you get notified when I upload them. And then also, so not only do I talk about trauma informed approaches with healing and happiness, helping you shift from feelings of depression, anxiety, frustration, anger, sadness, any of those challenging emotions, and shift to a happier place, shift your perspective so that you can see things in a more positive light. And I do this by sharing a trauma informed approach, and I also apply change management practices that I used in corporate for over 30 years. So sometimes I'll bounce back and forth between personal experiences and then professional experiences. Today is mostly going to be personal, and I'm just going to take some situations, some circumstances that I went through today, and how it would be easy to look at it as a negative thing, and then showing how I actually see it as a positive thing. And these are things that I work through, and it takes effort to learn how to do this, and it takes skill that you have to develop and practice doing this stuff. Like everything else, you have to practice choosing to be happy. Okay, so I could have complained tonight that the AC was turned up too high, that it was so cold that I had to go and get a blanket. Instead, I was like, oh, I have this warm, fuzzy blanket. The cats were snuggling with me, and I was in my reclining chair. So I was able to get this snuggly blanket, and I cuddled in underneath it. So I enjoyed and I was happy about having this soft, cuddly blanket. I could have complained that I overslept. I slept for 4 hours. I had laid back to have a 30-minute meditation before I was about to go do my live, and I slept for 4 hours. So I am grateful for the extra nap, the extra sleep, and I could have. At one point, I would have beat myself up. I would have criticized myself. Oh, you overslept. You can't be consistent. Da 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 da. And this negative thought pattern would have came through. And I'm like, no, I'm still going to do my live. Technically, I haven't gone to bed. That extended nap doesn't count. So I've still done my live today. At least that's how I'm choosing to look at it. And So one of the things that I did today is I went out for groceries, and there was a quite a few hullabaloo and challenges that happened. So I am happy because I have a fridge full of groceries that I bought from the grocery store. Now I could have come home and I could have complained that those 4 bags of groceries that I got cost $400, and I'm like, I could have went on and bitched and complained about all the how the prices are so high and all of this different stuff rather than focusing on I am so grateful I actually had cash available to me to pay for those groceries that I was like, huh, I'm really happy for that. I didn't even have to use my card. So it was like, yeah, I had this money. I am grateful that I had this money to pay for these groceries, even though they were more expensive. So um, I am happy that I also, we had to, it was garbage night tonight, so we had to run around after getting all the groceries and we were tired and getting everything together to take out the garbage. And it's like, no, I'm grateful that I have um, people that come and pick up and collect the garbage. We didn't have to take it to the dump ourselves. And so it's like, I'm happy that we've got that stuff out of the house, right? I am happy. Uh, oh, yeah. So one of the other things is while I was at the store, I forgot that I had somebody that was coming to pick up. We hadn't firmed up the time, and I thought I had covered everything. And I left a note on the door just in case, because I had this feeling that maybe I forgot somebody, and I left a note on the door to call if somebody showed up for a pickup. And sure enough, while we were out across town, um, the lady called and said she was there for the pickup. I was like, oh shit. And so I had to drive all the way across town and give her the stuff. And so I could have complained that I had to waste the extra gas money, the extra time going back and forth. There was a lot of traffic because it's a beach town and it's long weekend here in Canada. So it is extra traffic, a lot more people driving around. There's cops everywhere for different reasons. And, you know, I could have complained about the traffic. I could have complained about the extra drive. I could have complained about, you know, all of these different things and having to do this. Instead, I was like, no, I'm grateful that this lady purchased my artwork. She had purchased 5 pieces of my art, and I was so excited to have to come back, give her that artwork, and I was so happy that she was really patient for with me. She just went to a local store nearby and while she waited, so she was happy because she got to still do what she needed to do, and she didn't have to come back tomorrow. So it's a happy, I could choose to be happy about the fact that the lady was really patient, really kind, and understanding with me. At one time, I would have beat myself up for being forgetful, for not making clearer plans, for making a mistake. I would have really beat myself up for that kind of stuff. I When I got back to the store, I was also able to try on some clothes, and I spent over an hour in the change room trying on different clothes and everything. Why? Because I hadn't really done a whole lot of shopping for clothes. I had a lot of different clothes that were up and down the scale, right? So I used to, when I went shopping for clothes, I was a 5X, 5XL. And sometimes, even when I found those, and it was challenging to always be able to find that plus size 5X, and it was difficult to find those. And even when I did find those, sometimes the 5X was too small for me. That's how big I used to be. And now the reason it took so long is because I didn't know what my new size is. And although I'm not where I want to be, I could beat myself up that I haven't lost as much weight as I wanted to or everything, but I'm now a 1X. And I was like, yeah, one more. And I'm out of the plus size, out of that extra large, and I can just go into a large size. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm happy because I'm celebrating just how far I've come versus focusing on I'm not yet where I want to be. So taking that extra time because I kept trying on things. I'm like, okay, maybe a 3x or a 2x. And I was like, damn, this is still too big. And I'm like, yay, I got to put it on. I was like, yay. So I got a new bathing suit. And I normally hate shopping for those kind of things, right? And I know I had to buy a new bathing suit because I'm in a beach town and I don't normally like shopping for bathing suits, but I was really happy with it and I looked pretty good. I was like, yeah, this is all right. So I'm happy for that. Um, I here's another thing. I don't know if you guys have done this. Have you ever gone to go to the store? You go into the store for one specific thing that you're there. You go, you pick up a bunch of things. You come home and you realize that you did not buy the one thing that you went to the store for. I've done that many times. I used to complain. I used to beat up on myself and I used to get mad at myself for those kind of things. But I am happy that part of the reason why I didn't get the thing that I wanted to go to the store for was because when I looked at it, they didn't quite have the thing that I wanted in the quantity that I wanted. And I knew, hey, Vienna, welcome. And I knew that there was another store that I could get the exact thing that I wanted. I'm doing fantastic. We're talking about flipping happiness today and how happiness is something that we have to practice, that we have to take effort to find the ways to shift our perspective from things that we can complain about, and they're legit things that we could complain about and get upset about, and then shift that, learn to shift that perspective so that we can be happier. And so going to that store knowing that they didn't have what I wanted exactly, but I know of another store. So I'm fortunate enough to A, know that there's another store nearby that has exactly what I want and it has it at a better price. So I'm like, I have all of that variety. I have all of that possibility. I have all of that potential. And I'm really happy and really grateful that I get to exercise those choices. And so one of the other things that as I was driving across town to go give the lady the artwork that she purchased from me, um, I was hearing a commercial on the radio, and it was talking about McDonald's ice cream cones are a dollar. And why that is something that made me happy is, although, yeah, you can go get the ice cream cone for a dollar, but it reminded me of a memory of when I was in my 20s, in my early 20s, when I was doing a lot of healing and recovery work. And there was a friend of mine that we used to um, we would get together and we would talk for hours in the car, but what we would do is we go through McDonald's drive-through and we would order the 50-cent twist ice cream cones. So they're chocolate and vanilla twist cones. McDonald's, bring those back if you can. Right now all you've got is vanilla, which is great, but the chocolate and vanilla twist cones were the best. And they were 50 cents. And so that was a steal of a deal when we were broke. We had no money. We're in our 20s. And we would go and we would sit in the car for hours and we would talk. And we were doing all kinds of healing work and therapy kind of stuff. And it was just a really nice memory that popped up of things that from the past, some of that nostalgia stuff. So that was a good memory, a good feeling. And so those are some of the things that you can learn to shift your perspective on. You can learn to find things to be happy. You can learn to practice being happy. Um, and, because there's lots of things that we can complain about, there's lots of things that we can focus on the negative, and there were so many positives that we could choose to look for. And it takes just as much effort to look for those positive things as it does to default to the complaining. So, one of the strategies that I would use is when I would catch myself complaining, that I would stop myself and then flip it. And I would flip it to how can this be something that I can be happy for? So, example, one of the things I've been clearing, I found a great little auction site. And so I've been decluttering my home and getting rid of things that have been sitting around that I didn't just want to get rid of. And they were still in too good of a condition. It seemed like a waste to throw them out. So, but I knew I didn't want them anymore, and I didn't know what to do. So I found this awesome auction site in that's only for my town. So it's all local people, which is awesome. And one of the things that I had sold, I could complain that I had sold this evening gown that I bought again because I was plus size. I had to pay a whole lot more money to get that evening gown. And it was like the first one I had bought back in 2018. It was gorgeous, bright red, all this beading on it. It's satin and beautiful, beautiful dress. I paid $800 for it. I sold it in this auction for $2. And she got a great deal. So I was so happy for her because she bought it for her granddaughter. And it's going to be a dress that she can wear to a wedding that she's going to be going to this summer. So that was a win-win. So instead of just getting rid of it, I made somebody else's day, right? Instead of it sitting in my closet taking up space, I now have that space freed up. So I'm happy. I could complain, oh, I only got $2 for it and I paid 800. I could focus on all of that, or I could choose to go, whew, finally, that's gone to a good home. Somebody gave me $2 for it, and I didn't have to just throw it in the donation bin. And I made somebody else's day. They got a steal of a deal, and that's amazing. So it's all things of a shift in your perspective. You can choose to exercise this muscle and choose to learn to be happier. And if you want to know more about how to learn to be happier, how to become happier in your life, follow my YouTube channel, Coach Tina B 125. And if you feel like you need additional help, other than the free training, I do offer coaching, and you can reach out to me and you can message me and we can talk about what it would look like to work together. Okay, so guys, that's a short and sweet happiness training. Hopefully, this got to reach out to a couple of new people. If you're on TikTok, go ahead and make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, and you'll get notified when I go live, because I go live every day, even if it's super late like today. um, and if you're on Facebook, make sure that you're following as well so you get notified when I go live, and go to my YouTube channel, Coach Tina B 125. Click on subscribe there. You'll get notified when I upload the replays of the lives, and you can rewatch those. Okay? And guys, hope you have a great day. Great to see you. But thanks, Justin. I appreciate you so much. Um, yeah, it's all the choice. I could have woke up grumpy, could have woke up late from my nap, going, "Oh my God, I stayed up too late." But now I get to talk to different people because on the other side of the world it's daytime, and here it's 4 a.m. So with that, I'm gonna go wrap things up for tonight. Come back again tomorrow, and we will see you later. Have a great day, guys. Bye.